Dr. P.T. Sunderam ji joining us. And as all of you know, he's been our shows earlier. He's the first married couple relationship mentor, and he's been mentoring many couples. He's already touched the figure of 25,000 plus, and he's in a mission of touching 1 million happy married couples, before marriage or after marriage, with no issues with relationship. If there are issues, he's there to sort them out. And today we also have Lata, who is here to moderate and ask few questions to Sundaran sir, representing other women out there who cannot or who have a lot of things to ask but are hesitant to ask. So she will represent other women out there to ask these questions. So today's topic is about 3 steps of women leadership post COVID era, and how women can breathe comfortably and ensure that their family is taken care of without any challenges. So I will start with the first question as to today's Women's Day, Sundaranji. So what's your view about Women's Day? Any specific thing or any specific opinion you have about Women's Day?
Thank you, Ravi. Welcome, Lata.
Thank you, sir.
Whether any birth can be given only by a woman, whether it's a physical birth or relationship birth or emotional birth. Without a mother, nothing has come into, nothing will come into. Men cannot do. Man is only an aid. So the theme of our Women's Day this year is human leadership. So I feel here the woman has to take high time that have to remodel themselves. The old style of radio generation, TV generation will not work with the Android generation. And unless they update their skills, the leadership will go them by 10x. That is where I am focusing here, where they can save the 3 generations of their future. Because once you educate a woman, one is she helps her own generation, next helps the second generation children, and next the third generation. So a woman educator is educating 3 generations. That is where we are here, and I'm very happy that you have honored me, requested me to come here on Women's Day. I'm really happy, and thank you, Ravi, and also. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is where focus will be.
Superb. So, Lataji, you have any questions representing other women out there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Sundaram sir and Ravi ji. A very happy Women's Day to all the women out there who are watching this show in the world. So it's a blessing. I feel blessed to be born as a woman. And Ravi ji, I want to say this. I want to share this with everybody. I feel so blessed being part of this show where Sundaram sir, is here, and he's my mentor, and I know him for the past 20 years. I'm his student, and I've learned a lot of things when I was very young in my 20s. I think I was with sir, and I have watched him conducting workshops, training programs, and he used to invite all big, other trainers like, Dr. B.V. Pattabhiram and all. And then the kind of activities he used to do, that inbound and outbound kind of activities, and the way he used to keep that momentum all the time going, because in BHL you have people with different age groups who are employees with different mindsets and all other things. The way he used to conduct, and it's like I used to be wonderstruck, like how can somebody do this with full of energy, and I really thank sir a lot. Sir, chala thanks, and I feel blessed to be your student. And I think I have shared this in many of my workshops wherever I have conducted workshops in Bangalore and other places. So I always used to say that these some certain things which I learned from sir, and then I realized that I have to become a trainer. The first thing which I know that the seed that was sown was by sir. I don't know whether he knew it or not, but I have to admit this, because I still remember that conference, ISTD conference, as a student delegate. I had been there, which was conducted in Taj Banjara in Hyderabad, I think in 2001. So I had all were big professionals, and I was a student, and I had a silly question. when they said like anyone you have questions. So I had written one simple question and I passed it on to him. So, sir, as a student, how would I, how should I learn this NLP? I was so curious. And he just gave a grin and then he started answering. He knew that was from me because I was the only student and one more friend of mine. So from there onwards, I have not taking much of time. I have been his student from then, and I think I'll continue to be there because it's a great blessing to be mentored by a great legend. So I'm so blessed, sir. Thank you so much.
Super. So you want to start with your questions, sir?
Yes.
The first question maybe you want to answer about Women's Day, and then Lataji, you can ask further questions.
Yes.
Go ahead, Lataji. Your first question to sir.
So, yeah, my first question to you is what is relationship? I mean, all of us know that all of us are, and we have different relationships like mother and child, and father and daughter, husband and wife, siblings, and all these things. So, here today we are talking about married couple and the husband and wife relationship, which is so pure and which is such, I mean, it's such an important part of everyone's life. So, what is actually relationship and what is mentoring? Because you have been into this, and I have read so many, I have seen a lot of things about your work on YouTube and other, social media. So I was so moved by this because hardly you have anybody who is into this kind of a field which is so sensitive. There are many couples who have sensitive issues who cannot come and share anything with anyone, and they feel, they just can't vent it out. They are suffering. They feel shy so much. I mean, a lot of feelings in them. So I feel very happy that you're trying to help these people in nurturing their relationship to a greater heights and a lifetime one. So can you just tell us what is relationship and what is mentoring, sir?
For your flashback to 2 decades. Yes, first of all, the NLP is nothing but a breakthrough psychology. That is where my big change has come, and that's the back end of helping my young couples. First of all, according to the school of psychology, first of all, definition is very, very important because otherwise, what will happen? We assume something else, and that is the reason misunderstanding. Even common communication also between mother and daughter, or father and daughter, or husband and wife. It is only because we don't define that particular concept. We don't have a predefined. Though when husband and wife doesn't have a common concept, so there is a misunderstanding. Ultimately, when you find out the root cause, you are not understood the basic. What I was meaning is something. What she was meaning is something. So let us go for common definition. Definition: relationship is, there are many ways to define it. But I would say relationship is like an electricity which is invisible. When will you know the value of electricity? When you put an AC and AC is not coming. When you put a fan switch, fan is not coming. When you put a washing machine is not coming. When you put on laptop. Similarly, the value of mother is on in actions. When we value of a mother, when mother is not there. When will you know the value of a wife? When your wife is not there. Similarly, relationship is such a subtle concept. You will know the relationship value when it is not there. It is like you are breathing. As long as you are breathing, you take it granted for you. But when you feel something, there is a suffocation you are breathing, then only you know the value of lungs. So relationship also is like this. Relationship, I define relationship as nothing but what actually the emotional deposit you make, the love you make. See, your mother has loved unconditional. My mother has loved unconditional. First definition of relationship, how much you deposit in other person's bank. Suppose I will ask you, Lata, you have a bank account and it is only 10,000 rupees you are deposited in the bank. Will you give 11,000? Will the bank
No.
give you?
No.
Because, why? Because that is what you are deposited.
Yeah.
Similarly, whatever the emotional deposit I make in other person's bank in heart, or emotional bank account. See, in some JRTV, one person was asking, no lady was asking me, sir, my daughter-in-law is not doing this, not doing this, not doing this. It was a telephone consult. I told them I cannot answer this subjective aspect. But one thing I'll tell you, first thing is you do to your daughter-in-law without expecting anything.
Very
How
true.
If you have done 3, definitely you have got a right to. Suppose I deposit 10,000 with you, I have got a right to ask you 100 rupees will automatically get. So first I would say whoever the person, he has to invest that emotional deposit in terms of emotional action, unconditional divorce, unconditional love, you deposit. That is the first deposit of relationship, whether it is between relationship, husband-wife, or among couples, or in the office also, between boss and subordinate. First a deposit, automatic return will come. If you expect me to first you give me, then everybody is expecting the same one. That is how a relationship. You know how extroverts are very, very acceptable everywhere. Because first they go and ask you, no, you want like that, I will do this, what do you say? The introvert, it takes some time for him. I'm not telling he's wrong. That is where they feel it, because even though he may be having intelligence, he will not know how to deposit it.
Right, right.
Or the first definition, how much you are able to do. It may be a simplest one like good morning, hi, good morning, how are you? Or thank you, congratulations. I know many couples, they don't even talk to their husband by relationship. Phone has come, somebody is calling you. So whom you are telling? Are you telling to your husband or are you telling to your wall?
It's more of language of machines, not with human.
One of my mentor gurus, Gottman, he says the relationship is the number of, he has identified a few words, some 100 words. If you use that word, out of that, if you use 20 words, your divorce is guaranteed.
My God.
So that's where the science has improved. So what are the words? For example, suppose you say thank you is one word. Thank you makes you bond. Suppose you don't tell your husband or your sister thank you. It is not a big thank you really. Just if at the time you are accepting order. Suppose you make a coffee, you make it, your mother makes a coffee, tell thank you. That makes a bond.
Very true, very true. So you're trying to say that when we exchange these pleasantries, first giving comes. So when you start giving it to people, what goes around comes around. So once you start giving this kind of affection and importance, when you start valuing people, slowly they will also start responding to you. So very beautifully said, sir. I mean, the wonderful definition of the relationship, which is so pure, and I think all of us need to understand what goes around comes around. So first, I should take a first step. I mean, I should give first instead of expecting somebody, be it my husband or my mother or father or my in-laws or anybody. So what is that I'm going to first? So I take first steps, so that will automatically follow. Very nice, sir. So what is mentoring according to you? You do a lot of mentoring, isn't it?
See, nowadays, what actually happened? Okay. See, I have, after doing my engineering, I did my MS counseling. When I was doing counseling and I was doing the practice, I was very unhappy because after paying hours of input, people are reluctant to pay even 10 rupees. I asked one, they pay only 10 rupees, sometimes 10 rupees because they don't. So what you are talking, the way I talk to you, talking. So then at the time, it was painful for me. Then I went and asked the professors, say, what is happening? Why people are not unhappy? Because once you say I am a psychologist, when I'm doing PG in psychology, your what do you call, your thoughts are in cloud. You are rule the whole world. I can read the psychology of any person, I can change any person. But the society is not accepting you. What you thought? Then when I went and saw professors, they are still worse. They do not have that also. Then afterwards, I came to know that there are some psychologists in the West who are able to charge for an hour about four-figure dollars.
My goodness.
Doing it, that there I was unhappy with my education system. Then I started modeling, I started following these people who are producing results. So that is where I started moving, I started copying this. For example, Gottman is a person. He's a person who's having an island for himself, where he's having a laboratory, and where couples have been coming for 10 years, 15 years, where he observes every move, lot of video tests for this, lot of tests. From there, he has identified all these 100 words which I told. Then I thought, okay, that is the work they are doing. They are not talking theory masters. This is access to community. That is one thing. Another is Dr. Richard Bandler. Richard Bandler is an NLP, neuro mind programmer. What I do with my clients is mind counseling is only working at the conscious level.
Right.
But what actually is happening, if you look into that, the relationship is mostly a subconscious mind habit. See, it is not that husband doesn't like the wife doesn't like the father. Like every year, no, December 31st, we write no goal. I will do this.
Resolutions.
Do this. What happens then? Then forget. Then one more December 31st comes.
Right.
So
Very
she,
true.
every woman when she's sleeping, okay, I did this, I did this, I did not do this. Husband also, okay, something that day did not happen. Really, boss or someone. But why the woman? Then I felt why it is happening is because subconsciously we have habits, certain behavior, certain values, which is offsetting our own purpose. So that is the reason you see I do subconscious mind programming.
Right.
And the power of the psychology, like quantum psychology, and then NLP, what actually happens is the the way you process the information, the language you use, the language, if you understand the language of the person, the language of the person is the psychology of the person. What language you use, what sort of eyeball movements you do, what sort of
Very true.
breathing movements you do, okay, what are gestures you do, everything got the whole body language has been made into a dictionary and this is not there on the Indian system. Still, it is not Indian psychology. I'm really telling you now, so many psychologists they come every
Yeah.
year. Me too. Every year, some thousands of people coming because I really feel unhappy for these people because once again that is like no, you have a Pied Piper. So you have Pied Piper. Pied Piper is the person that who has come and he wants to take the
Yes.
rat. Children also go there. They fall in the valley of death. That is the
Right.
so many psychologists are falling in the valley of death.
Right. Right.
That is where I feel that is how 20 years ago I took a decision. I spent a lot of amount in doing that, but I have a pride. What I do is my model I have refined. What I do is I don't talk to I choose my clients.
Right.
I talk to my husband, I talk to the wife,
Yeah.
and I ask them to give us an email, what do you expect from me?
Okay.
And once over, then I take the client. If you're not giving email, then it's okay, not a problem. So that is reason what I do because I have to identify whether the person is really need help or whether the person is in pain or not. Then
Right.
must be
Sir, I feel connected here because when you were when you said about eyeball movements and facial expressions and body language, actually even as a trainer, I can say like we have so many sessions about body language. So we say your body speaks. So I think it takes years for someone to master what body language is. It's not in a day or two that or in an hour we can understand what body language is. And very true, as you said, it's because I think people trust your body language more than the words what you say. So I think this is where that also creates a misunderstanding between people, between relationships, and that's the reason why we see so many breakups happening in the husband and wife, or so many disturbances in the relationship. So definitely, what you said is really I can connect to that because body speaks a lot. Your body speaks is what we say. So very nice. Thank you so much. Actually, you enlightened us how body language is very very important, and the way you your eyeball movements or the way you look at people, you express more than the words. Your body speaks a lot. So I have yeah, we have so much like you have. You came into this kind of relationship mentoring, isn't it? So what is your who is your inspiration actually? When did you feel that you should start doing this or help more couples and people are suffering, so there is a need for people like you?
like a good process. DMS, God made syllabus. I reached a self-actualization stage. See, my seeds were sown when I was 9 years old. So when I was 9 years old, it was rain for the 9 years old, like any other drama of family. My father was a police and my mother, we had a less income, and my father had his own big family, his own brother, sister, and all those things. Physical trauma was there. Once my mother and me, we attempted suicide in a temple. The temple Jari has bought us back. And the others, the bad name which you're going to earn by your mother after death, will it increase or decrease? I said, do you want that? You are getting bad name when you are there, and you are getting bad name after that. But then what I do? And that is where he told me he will go to education. And, that you have to say this mother. Not only this mother, you have to fall at your father's feet and do whatever he says. So the good flashback, some बुजुर्ग बोल रहे हैं अच्छा है. Then what has happened? Actually, the whole root cause was my father's brother. He was from village and he used to hit my mother. So that's not a big thing, but they are all from village and they kept there. They are not cultured. And only thing is, rice was not there, sambar was not there. And this was my father was supporting them. So I didn't feel that somebody may hitting my mother. And I was very bitter against him. That is where I got completely distressed. So what actually happened is then I started falling with the wrong friend, Dadagiri. Only to beat my take revenge. And I landed in a police station. I was put up. The police mother came to me. I was on a jail. He told me, what are you doing? I told, I'm taking revenge. I'm doing everything for you. He told, she cried. Is this the way of taking revenge? What are you doing? If something happens to you, what will I do? One more brother is going to come next week. Can you stop that? You will go to jail. And can you stop this? This your father is going to continue. Don't create further problems for me. Create solutions for me. Otherwise, don't create. I'll be more happy if you're a neutral person. I don't want anything. So that she came, went off, she cried off and went off. That made big, for a long time that was echoing. And afterwards, see, there are two things. One is root cause. You see it as a cause, and from there you act. Or if you see as an effect, and from there you act, that the effect doesn't happen. There are two, front end and back end. Front end is, आपने मेरे girlfriend को गाली दिया, मैं आपके girlfriend को चढ़ूंगा. Okay, you made fun of my girl. That's what will happen. All the movies, all the Hollywood movies are programmed over mind.
Yeah.
So you make fun of my girlfriend, I'll make fun of her girl. So this is the front end, all enmity, revenge story. So I go to back end angle that मेरे girlfriend को उसने क्यों दिया? Because my girlfriend was wearing such type of dress. My girlfriend uses that type of language. My girlfriend makes such jokes. That is the reason this is happening. It does not have some other girl. So can my girlfriend become that type of girlfriend where she will attract? That is how I started working at the back end. So I started working at the that is where that happened in me that the whole problem is because I should not create a problem for them.
Right.
But I also teach to my client the same thing. See, I don't see an effect. It happened because these are the causes. Can you rectify the causes? Otherwise, what happens for finding a symptomatic solution? All counselors are finding a symptomatic solution. I am finding a systematic solution. What is the system? Even if I want to make a mistake, I cannot make a mistake. That is the system.
Very true. So you have seen as a kid, when you see your mother going through so much and you didn't like it and you wanted to do something, so you took a different turn and then you realized that this was not the right way to make somebody understand what they're doing is right or wrong. So that is where you started. You felt that this kind of a story, every son or a daughter experiences in their life, isn't it? And you connected it. And not many sons and daughters can take a daring step, at least sons, because many a times we also come across cases wherein the sons also ape their father. I didn't like my father doing this to my mother, treating my mother badly, but unknowingly I have been brought up in such a way from childhood. I have seen my father ill-treating my mother. As you told, the subconscious mind is so programmed strongly, more than the positive things, negative will take a lot of impact on the subconscious mind. He also starts treating his wife. So I didn't like my mother being treated badly from my father, but unknowingly I'm doing that to my wife. But here I really feel, it's really nice that you took this bold step and you started feeling that now this is the responsibility of you, like you wanted to uh, come up or help so many couples. You wanted to help so many sons and daughters, so many mothers being ill treated, and the kind of trauma you had gone through as a child or your mother would have gone through as a wife, and the kind of humiliations in the family. Of course, when a wife is not treated properly by husband or a son is not treated properly, the kind of humiliations you go through is, I mean, it's very painful. I understand.
Well,
So
I don't work with the symptom. Other counselors work with the symptom. I work with the system correction.
very
And once
true.
you're telling no, why the replication is going on. See, many people copy their father and mother, and the same problem they pass it on to next generation. If you don't correct what happens, the same thing plus and minus which your parents have done, you are doing it, and the children
Yeah.
are doing it. One reason why those people are not able to do that, as you told, why they are cheating. In spite of knowing my mother was cheated, I will
Yeah.
my wife like this. Yes, I had this question, my back in treatment. Back in treatment, I had one customer from Beirut used to come to our company, and he has done a lot of training programs, and he has done a lot of counseling, and whole of our uh, campus used to seem like God. So that was the end of my mind. Okay, I should become. But the point is how to become like that. Okay? Then I came across the subject called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming is neuro nervous system, the language used, programming is like a mind. The psychology has become like a technical program. Here, when I started seeing into this, if you see how the social conditioning has taken place. The social conditioning, it is not that you don't want to be the basically the subconscious of it, relationship, subconscious problem. It is a seed in the subconscious. It is a weed in the subconscious. So this actually, अगर आप देखेंगे कैसे हुआ, so all this, whatever the information we have learned is from the media.
True.
Okay. The child, the first 7 years makes a difference, the first 14 years makes a difference.
Right.
So what actually, that was very powerful. It goes subconscious. See, if you see the first movie I saw, who is a good person? I thought, I don't know, it was a movie of Raj Kapoor, where he goes like a tramp, he walks on, and he's about to stamp on the road on an insect, and he doesn't stamp it, and he takes a dry leaf and he protects it. He takes the caterpillar and throws it and sings the song. किसी के मुस्कुराहटों को ले उतार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना उसी का नाम है. Wow, 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 very good. It's a great song. But this fellow, we look at it, irresponsible other dimensions. He has got a mother, he is having a father, he is not worried about making a career, he is not worried about studies, and he goes on singing a song. Man, no care about relationship. What is that? You become a social hero at the cost of your family.
Yeah. Right.
Then that Manoj Kumar, मेरी देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरी देश की जय जवान जय किसान. So either you become a jay jawan. This is also plan which has modeled that, and we unconsciously repeat the same pattern. Our models are when you ask your mother, tell something wrong. No, you are wrong. My teacher is better. But when competition, Raj Kapoor is better. Kapoor is better. That is how the whole subconscious mind has been programmed, corrupted for the last 14 years by the movie system and the movie models. I got a reality. See, if you look at the world's best education system, which country? You are in the, Ravi Gaur, the best is in the Finland. Finland, up to 7 years, no children will go to college or school for his school. Because 7 years, what happens? He sees his mother, he sees his father, all the education is over. Good, bad education, giving, taking, sharing, caring. That is the reason Finland is the best education system. First, here, what happens? Even LKG itself, the girl is not interested, the boy, mother put them to the school.
So you want people to focus more on experiential learning, isn't it?
It is not only experience, unless see, not a question of learning. The question of, I told you now, there are three generations. That is one is the TV generation, radio generation, TV generation, and the video generation. So therefore, the value system is different.
Yeah, true.
That model will not work. No more work. You have to. See, I was. I remember a movie of every generation represents their culture, their values. There was a movie of Shami Kapoor. One movie. I don't know. Remember. Who are you? Question. Who are you? He sings the song. गंगा मेरी माँ का नाम, बाप का नाम हिमालय. गंगा मेरी माँ का नाम, बाप का नाम हिमालय. अब तुम खुद ही फैसला कर लो, मैं किस Ganga. That is, Ganga is my mother. Himalayas. I am an Indian. The same thing if
True.
you ask Ranbir Kapoor, his grandson, he will sing the song in a different way. Google मेरी माँ का नाम, बाप का नाम विकिपीडिया. Google मेरी माँ का नाम, बाप का नाम विकिपीडिया. अब तुम खुद ही फैसला कर लो किस ट्विटर का साला. Because they represent the value. What is the value?
Very true.
Press the button, get the thing. Press the button, get the thing. Everything you press
Right.
the button. They do not know the value of effort. They know how to operate the button, but they do not know how to make an app. That
Excellent,
is
sir.
the generation is going towards destruction. And this can
Well
be
said.
very mother can break the family, mother can join the
Very true, sir. Very well said. I really, I mean, so much of depth in what you said right now. So I actually want to know, like, there are few marriage couple counselors in India, isn't it? There are very few people in counseling. So you have more than 700 plus YouTube videos as well, because not many YouTube videos you find on this marriage counseling. So, can you just tell me how is this all about? How did you feel like making so many videos?
Oh, no. This is, I was influenced by, I've been in the field of training, I've been in corporate training, I read, now I'm reading one book, one area, it was one day, one book. We had our own club. Even People is one of my greatest management leaders. I have done and I will teach. So there he got of good help. We do not need one need, we have got four needs. One is learning, loving, to learn, to live, and learn, give, to live as physical, to learn mind, to love, become a legend. Yeah. Legend is something which you do, even people will remember you even after you're gone. So
Mhm.
I do some legendary work. Because one thing I thought I cannot go and teach other people. Only thing is I share stories, I share experiences in my YouTube videos, so that whoever interested will learn. They need not come to me. And I also came to know that many of the psychology professors use my videos and take the classes.
Brilliant, excellent. Yeah.
That's why I thought, let us do a little, because it's not possible for us to change the whole world. But whoever is interested, for him, and he
So,
just made for the video at that time. And I entered into YouTube video about 15 years ago. My oldest video maybe 12 years ago. I put all my cases there.
so your videos are, they are learning lessons for other people who are trying to become, who are trying to blossom in this field of couples counseling and marriage counseling and things like that. Very nice to know that, sir. So, and I really want to know, like, how many of them actually I have seen, I have read your articles also, like, in Practo, like so many people have given all your patients, they have given the feedback. And when I read through that, when I went through all of them, so can the kind of results you have produced, I mean, see, it's very hard, it's not so easy because you're dealing with men and people and their mind and so many lives. Definitely it's not with machines, so it would have taken a lot of time for you, many sittings would have happened, and sometimes they wouldn't have done the homework what you have given them, or maybe you would have asked them to rework on what you have given them, and so many things. Maybe some people would have dropped because they're not able to do it. It would have come across, I'm sure it would have also been a little bit of a roller coaster ride, isn't it? The journey, when you see, it wouldn't have been so easy also, isn't it? So how do you feel that others, yeah.
I make it very clear. I do not have a roller coaster because basically I'm an engineer. My system is very, very clear, and I have been mentored by many people. Still, I have got four mentors now. Now I am Ron Malhotra is mentor. He's from Australia. One mentor from Canada. The mentors are the person who has learned from their experience. They are directly sharing their success.
True.
So that's what happens. Suppose I go on learning on my own. Suppose I want to become a millionaire. It will take
Mm.
30 years for me to become a millionaire by the old method. What the old
Right.
method is, you save from your earning, you don't spend. Okay,
Yeah.
and invest and 30, 35 years. But if you take the help of mentors, within
Yeah.
5 years you can be a millionaire. So my shortcut of success is I have modeled many minds. What I do is I talk to the couple I told you. This is my couple, Ravi Garu.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Okay,
you have wonderful couple with you.
here you can see that. Name is Ganga. Her name is Ganga Shantanu. And see, I talk to these people separately. First on the even suppose Lata is referring somebody. So because Lata is referring or Ravi is referring, I don't take the case because they know my. I talk to this person. I ask them, okay, give me an email to me.
Hmm.
So what do you expect? Then once you write the expectation, I tell these things are not possible. Why not possible? You are expecting a moon, you are expecting a star. You also cannot do it. So boundary is very clear. The second thing is those people who give an email, then only I talk about money.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one. And second thing is, third thing is every session shall do homework.
Yeah.
What you cannot measure, you cannot improve. What you cannot introspect, you cannot improve. So these are the two basic value systems. They agree with me. Then after that, one for 3 months, 6 months, and now what actually I am doing it is, I have incorporated, I learned recently, last 1 year ago, I learned from one of the mentors, is Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. club. Because I found the Brahma Muhurta, a lot of results are there in Brahma Muhurta in the morning. So my clients have to get up in the morning. Now, luckily, Zoom has made it still, I think, very powerful for people like me. They get up and report on the morning 5.
Yeah,
So
I've
what?
read this everywhere. I'm sorry. I have read this everywhere. Like, all the successful people in the world, they get up in the morning and they start doing things like Robin Sharma has 5 o'clock club and things like that. So very true. What you said is so nice. Yeah.
Because we have understood, no, that old style is we have to identify, find out method which suits and which works out.
Hmm.
And education homework versus physical thing, we do all those things, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and ask them to do homework. And I also give them this called the We Meet diary. That's called a We
Okay.
Meet
Yeah,
diary.
it's so interesting. Yeah.
Husband and wife has to keep the diary with them. Maybe a small notebook called We Meet diary. And daily, every day they have to do every week they have to do a homework of any problem they can take from their family and they can solve it with themselves. Here I am not saying I'm giving solutions, I'm empowering them. See, here what actually happens is husband and wife are different directions. But after doing that, the husband will come to know why my wife is not able to do certain things. Wife will come to know why my husband is not able to do. And second, they also understand we are nothing but we are blueprint of mother and father. I cannot become more than that. So
Hmm.
earlier, these things were absent in them. Why she will not do, sir? That lady is doing. So that lady is doing because that lady carries her mother's blueprint and father's blueprint and mental blueprint.
True.
So we are nothing but our mother, father. These are the value system they start understanding. Then they start cooperating. Or miracle I'm doing. See,
Very.
whatever others were doing, whatever our grannies were doing, isn't it? Our
Yeah. Yeah.
grandmothers were now because of
Yes.
this joint family has become a nuclear family. A person who was born in Hyderabad is working in Alaska.
True.
A guy
True.
who was in New York is working in Noida. They are
Right.
away from their parent, away from mother, away from culture. So I am doing the same thing, but only adding a certain science and art into it.
Yeah, you are add, yeah, very true. So, sir, I want to know, like, can others also, proudly say I give the same kind of results what you have been producing so far?
Yes or no? Yes, before I told you, the subconscious mind mastery it takes around any 10,000 hours of mastery.
Yeah.
Even if I teach somebody, they will not even because it has full depth of assessment. They would accept the model in their
Hmm.
values that after 2 hours or 3 hours of counseling or talking, we may not get anything at all. It's not
Hmm.
add level anything.
Yeah.
Counseling is in training I was satisfied. But here sometimes what happens, she would have only went cried out.
Hmm.
She would have given that pressure cooker is on because the pressure cooker was so much boiling, but nobody was there to listen to a pressure cooker. They cries, everything is over. Next time they come.
Hmm.
So this patience wanting a person who have got, and I'm sorry to say, many trainers are very bad counselors because trainers are Lodolola. They are used to the Lodolola technique and Lodolola will not work.
Very
Counseling is
true.
listening. It is more
Hmm.
listening.
Yeah.
That the one thing is yes, not in mind master. Second is the listening. These two things are there. Anybody can produce it.
Yeah, because even in communication we say, isn't it? So listening is the first and foremost thing, which is a very important aspect of communication. So you need to be a good listener in order to be a very good communicator. So what
And
you
all
said is very true.
another thing have been I learned in IC, international coach preparation. I don't talk about or how to communicate, how to listen. There are level 3, level 2, and level 1.
Yeah.
Uh, level 3 courses, if you're talking in 1 hour, we'll ask you 3 questions, not more than.
Mhm.
Level 2 course will ask only 2 questions. A level 1 will only one question. That
Okay.
is one such powerful question by which I will get all this. So we are
Interesting.
taught how to listen and
Right.
how to discriminate in between. So these are the basic skills which study. These are why courses are made more. Why
Brilliant.
and mentoring is mothering. Is another
True.
thing. You do not put it. I have given the homework everyone because when the client is there for 21 days or 30 days, what actually happens is they feel like a mother-son bond. Anytime they can ask anything.
So
Here's the
can I
point.
say that you have this, I'm sorry, can I say that you have this, this quality of empathizing with people, because mother always empathizes, isn't it? So I feel as a mentor, you are giving that kind of a motherly touch to them by understanding their pain and understanding what actually they are going through and helping them out, resolving their issues and, shape up their relationship in a better way, isn't it?
Mothering with accountability, money.
Yeah, yeah, very true. No, anything, everything has accountability, as you said. So,
Maybe
uh,
mothering is not why mothers are all taken granted because
yeah,
they the fatherly role will
true,
not come. I'm also like a father. I know we cannot work together on this way. Sorry,
true,
but
true. Yes,
read
yes.
back and this is what you're doing. You tell for the intention, what actually you're trying to come for. You're trying to learn sympathy, you tell. So that is where I make it implement them. But you're coming for accountability, not coming to fulfill or check somebody else.
Yeah, when I went through the, feedback documented by, in this particular website like Practo, wherein you had 100 plus clients, they have given their feedback, they have shared their experiences. I felt it's so nice because they shared their heartfelt experiences. Many people are so happy being, coming to you, and the kind of service you give to them, the kind of that humanly touch you give to them, that is something which is commendable. I really appreciate it, sir. And yeah, moving on further, I have few more interesting things to ask you. Like, yeah, today is International Women's Day. So, a woman, she's already taking, she's into so many leadership kind of roles. So, I mean, what is that you have to add to it, sir? Why more now?
What Ravi and we are thinking same thing. Why Mukherjee? See, I tell you, it's not just a joking before. A man is having more time to see Netflix. A woman is having more time for a TV serial. Tell not, but how many women are going this? See, now you are educated world. How many of you are going for self-improvement program freely available on the net for the sake of your son, for the sake of your for becoming an engineer or doctor, you have put 4 years of education, 4 years of graduation for 40 years of time. Now you are in 100 years of late. How much you have done? Which book you have read? Which seminar you have done? You do a mistake, and why your son should suffer?
Right.
If you don't take M for nothing, say I'm going to a rich class will become rich.
Hmm.
Poor class is always they are not worried about it. Only
Yeah.
middle is
Suffer.
and
Yeah.
that because of others. I will tell you a lot.
Yeah.
See, this is the time of info. So much knowledge is available. Free of tools are available. Only thing is you will teach sweat. Yeah. You have to get rid of certain mentors who can help you. A mentor may not be a professional. He can be a mother. He can be a friend also. Can
True.
change. The first our friends are all for a first our mentors. See, an education system has never helped except to get it. I also I'm not blaming them. Just influence. I talk about one case. Mother came to the son. Son was rusticated in the school because he has broken the head of something. The class. So she came and tried to water. Like only my suggestion would be she's a mother and she's a divorcee. She divorced the husband because he's rowdy elements in them. She doesn't want the boy to become like that. She told us, and she's working in a big. I told her, I can only empathize. Why don't you put him in a hobby what he likes? Because anyhow he cannot. So she goes, I have ready to do that, but I don't know which hobby he likes. Then I told her, I am out of psychology school. It's available abroad. Take another 10 weeks, 10 days for you. So money is not a problem. I want that. So we went in for the thing. Then after for 100 page report. Then I went to that and I was reading on the which areas you can. I was reading this, you can go for judo. There is something called gross muscle skill and fine muscle. Gross muscle skill is fighting, lifting, and all. This boy has got more gross muscle skills. Okay, like fine muscle skills with our sisters are having, for putting in the needle or by typing or for removing this garlic peeling, and these are all girls' muscles. These people have more fine muscle skills. That is really itching and hitting others. Okay, when the muscles go, these are the ones. So I told her I was reading one by one. Then I told when I was dancing, go for dancing, start jumping. She told, Mommy, I want to dancing. The mother told her, this guy is crazy, sir. Detail dancing, sometimes he can Japanese dance, German dance. I told, what reason is the talent for me? So allow him to go for that. Anyhow, you have no option. He told her. So 5:30 in the evening, she went to her office. This 5:30, this fellow went from my clinic to Vadapalni. There, three dancing schools, he did the homework for the. And next day, he joined it to the mother. They look at the interest of the boy. The boy was, then after what happened? Now the system is early in the morning gets up, prepares upma for the mother, prepares packs her lunch, and sends her and keeps the room ready for the friend for dance. Are you getting the point here? The fellow who was thrown by the school as a useless fellow. Sir came for arresting this fellow. The fellow who, because this is only why it has happened. Had he not come to me, his life would have been gone to the police station. His life is gone. This is because educated teachers they are not psychologists. They are not having the skill to identify. Right. So these are the many loopholes the system which the mother can do. Yes.
So, yeah.
What is the youngest father's age? 13 years.
Yes, yes.
Do you want to happen that in India?
No.
Do you want to happen anybody? If any mother wants to happen this, let them go and watch TV. Let them go watch it.
True.
See, we have a juncture, I'm telling you now, where I'm telling you, after another 100 years, everything will be available for money.
Very true.
Even air will be available for money.
Yeah.
So this is the time, I'm telling you, a mother can empower herself and empower because she is the person who saves the generation. For her, nothing is.
Very true. Very true. Very true, sir. It's so touching actually when you said the importance of a mother and how responsible she is in shaping the life of her children. Because when you, instead of blaming the child that is not doing what I want my child to do, if I try to sit with him or her and understand what he or she wants to do, probably I would be helping my child following their dreams and excel in the field what they want to. It is so nice and wonderful. I think this message, all the parents out there who are watching this show, I think it's a message to all of them. It's such a gentle message that, yes, as parents, we are so responsible for our children's future instead of blaming them. Right. Very, very true, sir. And amazing, actually. I think it ignites that kind of a thought in every parent. Yes, somewhere instead of blaming my children, I should also start understanding or reflect on what have I done. So this is the result of my negligence, or probably I have not focused on my child. Very true. And sir, before I hand it over to Raviji. So what is that message you have or your suggestion for all the couples out there who would want to improve their relationship dimension?
See, the message for I focus only on the first 5 years married couple, not the 6 years. To be very clear, my role is, well, after 5 years you get adjusted with all the plus points. Okay. The first 5 years of cracking down, very horrible.
True.
Because they are not they are not having enough information. Morning marriage, evening time. That
Yeah.
is one thing. If you look at the particular Android generation, uh, see, look at the language they are using. What is the language? How are you? Oh, fine, fantastic. Okay. A great uncle. So they are always talking the language of superlatives. Okay. When you talk to superlative, when you talk, how are you? I'm a 10 by 10. That means when we are 1 by 10 is equal to 10 by 10, where is the question correcting for you? See, I'm writing performance report. You did not all the performance report. You say even 5 by 10 fellow is also 10 by 10, 3 by 10 is also 10 by 10. Then whom I should consider? That is why you are in a camouflage world. You are happy with the world. Okay. And there is the whole society is made by capitalists for capitalists to keep the socialist expenses. They want all the TV media, whatever TV, they want people to forget, entertain, and think about improvement. Certain sections are made to fool the audience. That is how you do it. Unless you think challenging that, first thing is you have to challenge your own language.
Yeah.
Once you come out of this language, once you come out of that app culture, so you want to white is also returnable offer. Amazon में डालते निकाल देते हैं. White लोग भी डाल निकाल दो returnable offer. I don't like that. So you
Which
are
will not happen.
and the reason others. Sorry for telling you. Others are. I don't like. I want from Swiggy. Okay, beta, मैं Swiggy का लेके दे. Whatever you want, I will give you. So you have to teach him certain things. Pain. You have to teach the process. Okay, you can make everything is a right for him. There is nothing like a reward. Everything is a right. So that is where I hope only mother can change the world. Okay.
Yeah, so that's so beautifully said, because mother is the one, you know, the entire world of a child hovers around a mother, and if a mother is not focusing on the child because she is working, or you know, obviously when you're a working mother, you have so many things you have to balance both. I don't think so everybody is able to balance. I mean, however, many people claim though that I'm able to balance my work and life. I'm sorry, I don't think so everybody is able to do it, because it is such a challenging task, isn't it? Because many a times when we come across children, if you ask their children, they will know whether mother is focusing on them or not. Many a times children say, even in our families, we come across these kind of incidents. They say, children come and say, my mother has no time for me, my father has no time for me, and they start calling their uncles, aunts, and all these things. So this is a wonderful message for all the parents. I think you know, you should always give some time for your child. If not now, then when? When things are worse, I mean, I think they will not be able to even have a control over that. So because before something gets worsened, it's better they start realizing that they have to give that few minutes of time for their child. I think that will make a big difference to the child.
Or feeling becomes action.
True.
If I have to change the result, I will change my action. If I have to change my action, I have to change my feeling. If I have to change my feeling, I have to change my thought pattern. Every day I'm getting 80,000 thoughts or getting it. This all, nothing is productive, nothing is, unless I take an inventory into that, I cannot change. Only way of changing the thought comes from perception. How can I change perception if I am surrounded with good friends? Or I read books, or I have mentors. If you are with the same friend, same TV, you produce the same result. Don't worry about it. You have to change your friend, you have to change your environment, change by reading books or changing the country. Otherwise, very, very clear. Society just come like this. The family will carbon copy their parents, plus or minus, and will pass on to third generation. The third generation will suffer. So you have to change your thought.
Very true, sir. Very true. I mean, it's. I mean, you have. I think your words make people understand how important it is for us to improve our knowledge and exposure on various other things, and then focus on your life and your children, which is so important. I think time just flew away like this. Feel like talking to you more, because you have so much of. You're an encyclopedia, if I have to say that. But due to the paucity of time, one last question, Raviji, if I can ask,
Please.
sir. Sir, what has Madam, you know, how does Madam feel about all these things when she sees you handling couples and all. She is your better half. She is your wife. So what is she has to say to you? I'm sure she must be, feeling that you're not giving time to her sometimes.
Not like that. I give time to the common hobbies. There, she's also working in that. After 2 3 years, I learned NLP as I corrected myself. And now one thing is that I told you now, my family, I've seen a lot of cracks in my family. The other part I want to say, the crack in the mother side family, they were scattered in father side family. And that time I decided I cannot be in this family. So at that time it
True.
was distant relative. She had a joint family. So
Right,
now
right.
I have joint family. I'm heading around some 40 people are there for 6 families. I have learned a lot from the joint family system. I have four.
Yes,
I would say 80% of my learning comes from these people.
true.
So uh, the joint family is a very good way of. It's not a resource; it's a resourcefulness. You may have this with the here's a resource that you can learn only in joint family. That is what I share to my friends. Sometimes I hand over certain cases to my wife for a sort of a 11th hour guidance. And she's a visionary wife. She only brought all of us together, and we are staying together. So it's going on.
I really hats off to her because I have met Madam, and when I was doing my, when I was in Hyderabad, I have visited your house. She's such a wonderful lady, and she's so accommodative, and uh, truly, I think, when husband is in this kind of a profession, and wherein I know you give lot of time to people in, helping them solve their relationships and things like that. I know issues with their relationships. Definitely, somewhere she's also sacrificing her share of time to you because, I
But
mean, that is adding value to you, isn't it?
you are also married. Your husband is a lot of freedom for you. In a day, once you start respecting the woman's world, that is one of the reasons why families are failing because they don't respect women. I have
Yeah.
seen this side, other side. One contrast adherence on what is the difference between the unhappy family and happy family. Happy family respects women. Unhappy family doesn't respect women. That is one single point where I've seen from my experience also from knowledge. So that makes it. We chose certain things, parallel paths because I was busy, and we have certain common things agreed, certain things we didn't agree. And my mother, my wife is my mother because she has only allowed me to do a lot of. Every year I go for one training program, and she has only educated me. That way, I am really in it.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Sundaram sir. I think I had wonderful time talking to you, learning a lot of things from you. Though I know you personally, but I think there is something, another side of you which I didn't know because of the distance, maybe. Because it's been quite, it's been many years I have met you personally, but of course I have been talking to you over the phone. But I think today, I hope every house has a son like you, and every woman has a life partner who is so understanding and empathetic, and who makes her feel that she's very important. Give her the kind of respect and love and attention what she deserves. Hats off to you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over
Thanks,
to you, Ravi ji.
Thank you,
thank you,
sir.
thank
Thank you, Sundaran sir. Thank you, Lata ji, for moderating this particular show. I think all the questions were covered well. Thank you, Sundaran sir, for taking time out and sharing your insights for women out there because this will make a lot of relationships stronger. Thank you, sir. Have a great
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ravi ji, for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Sundaram
day,
sir.
Lata ji.
Thank